All right, the recording is on. We're having three people in the room today, including me. Let's see if anybody else is joining in. Today's masterclass is about meditation. And I'm really excited because Sue, who is in our room today, she said before, I've never been able to really meditate. I've never been able. And my intention today is for everybody who has this experience, same like you, Sue, to be able to understand what meditation really is about, how it works, and how we can access it. Because we know that a lot of people in this world talk about it, and it's a very common practice that is being preached about and often praised on or praised about. Yet I know that a lot of people can't access it because like the mind creates a lot of voices, there's a lot of distractions. It's often hard to get yourself into a meditative state. So I want to break this ice today and help us build the bridge to understand what is a meditative state in a perspective from science, because science got something to do with it and science can help us understand. Modern research has been proven and shown that there is actual explanations behind this practice. And you all have meditated in your lives, as you will realize during this masterclass today. You all have done that. And today, I want to gift you all with these aha moments, these light bulb moments where you understand, oh, this is when my brain went into a meditative state, right? So what expects us in today's masterclass? The first thing is I want to share with you my personal experience with meditation, how I got into it, how it was also not accessible for me personally for a long time in my life. I feel you. And second of all, I want you to meet two of these people that have made meditation accessible to me, that have made me understand the concept, the practice, and how to apply it, how to actually do it, right? So I'm going to introduce you to these two people. Then we are going to look at conscious mind, subconscious mind, and unconscious mind, which are three layers of your mind. And every mind has these three layers. So I'm going to introduce you to these three layers and what they have to do with meditation. And then after that, after you understood what's happening, you are also going to feel safer to trust me and guide you through meditation. Before we hit record, we talked about hypnosis and what the differences are a little bit. And I also want to speak into this recording. What I'm doing is not a hypnosis. It is related to hypnotherapy, but it is a plain meditation practice, which means you are always in control over your choices. You are never going to lose control over your body. You and your mind are always in charge, right? That's really important. So if any thoughts come up, it's your thoughts. It's if any feelings come up, it's your feelings. And it's not a force that we sometimes know from TV, because I know there are these TV shows which have created an image of hypnosis for many people, that hypnosis is something where you lose control over your own will. And that's just not what we're doing here. Like, I don't like that. I don't know how to do this. I don't dig it. I don't understand it. We're meditating. Okay. And then after the meditation practice, I will open the circle for everybody who feels like sharing how this experience was for them. But also, if after the meditation, you're like, wow, I feel so grounded right now. Maybe you have nighttime. Sue, I know you have nighttime. Ella, I know you just came out of a nap. Maybe you want to continue sleeping. And then you can use this meditation practice to like drift off into an amazing sleep and just tune out of this masterclass without sharing in this moment whatever came up for you, and sharing it later. You know, tomorrow, send me a message or put it in the comments. In the recording, you have, like, if you're watching the recording, you have a comment section where you can just share in the comment section. All right, so that's what I'm going to be taking you all through today. Sounds good? I think it sounds pretty damn good. So let's start with my journey with meditation. And I bet a lot of you can relate to this. We've heard of meditation. We've met people that practice meditation, but we've never really been able to access it, to understand it, to to practice it. And the thing with it is that meditation has, in the public eye, an image as a very, very spiritual practice. And of course it does, because all those meditation practitioners, or the teachers, the gurus, they are coming from a background that is related to yoga or related to being a monk in the mountains, which is where a lot of meditation practices originate from. So we can't blame to think, or we can't blame ourselves or society to think that meditation is a spiritual practice. Yet, as of recent research has shown that there is a lot of scientific background behind what's happening when we are practicing, let's call it the right or an efficient way of meditating. I'm really happy to actually have been able to understand it better. About 5 years ago, I got introduced to yoga practice. And yoga practice has a big variety. Yoga is basically like this whole system, that incorporates breath, mind, body, connection to the spiritual, to the divine, grounding energy. It kind of is like a holistic healing system, a very ancient one. And when I got introduced to yoga, I got introduced to the asana practice, which is the physical practice. An asana is a pose or a movement. So in yoga, asana translates to pose, right? So you have pose XYZ, you have this pose, you have that pose, you have these super challenging poses where you see people doing crazy stuff, you have really simple poses. That's one aspect of the yoga practice. Then there's an aspect that is called pranayama, which is breath. We'll be talking about that more in the breathwork masterclass later this weekend. And then you have an aspect that is the meditation aspect of it. At the end of every yoga practice, there's a part that they call shavasana, which means you lay down, you don't move at all, and you exit your body for a minute. Doesn't mean you don't have control, but you just let go. You just drift into emptiness, similar as if you would go to sleep, kind of like that. So the end of every yoga practice is that pose. And a lot of people say that's the most challenging pose, because then you're not focusing on your breathing anymore. You're not focusing on the postures. You're focusing on the nothingness, And how do you focus on nothing, right? Or how do you do nothing? It is really challenging. And meditation is in the same family as that. So this was the first time when I kind of got into this concept. Oh, I need to do nothing. I need to empty my mind. I need to like drop everything. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's really hard, right? So the beauty about yoga is, with the practices of breath and poses, asana and pranayama, we build ourselves up to a space in our body where we start feeling ready. Our body gets ready, our breathing gets ready to do nothing, to meditate. So this is where this concept goes really well hand in hand. Yet we don't need it. If we really know how to meditate, we don't need to do a 1 hour yoga practice before our meditation. We can just zone into our meditation practice and immerse, right? It took me about 3 years of practicing yoga and like learning this meditation practice before I started excluding my meditation practice and just doing it like that, just sitting down, cross-legged or not. Doesn't matter if you have this cross-legged meditation posture, or you're just sitting down on your bed leaning against the back wall. It doesn't matter. So I got into that, and I made that a morning practice. I attempted to just spend the first minutes of the day with observing my mind and letting it do whatever, right? That was kind of like my first approach. Same like after a yoga practice, lay there, let go, let it do whatever it wants to do. And still, it remained quite challenging. It remained quite challenging because every time I would sit down, this mind would start, you know, like as if you would be playing 25 TV channels at the same time. Right? This mind would just, oh, fuck that stupid non-vegan again, this stupid discussion again. Oh, that movie was very inspiring. And oh my God, holy fuck. Oh, I should be doing that more. Did I drink last night? What happened? You know, like all of these voices, and our mind is so big. It can create so many TV channels and let them play at the same time. And I was challenged by meditation for that time, and I was like, how can I really shut it up? Like, yeah, if I do my whole yoga practices, it becomes easier, but still, the mind is just, it is not my friend yet. I want my mind to be my friend. I want it to be my ally. I don't want to control it, but I also don't want it to overload me, to overload my system. And that was the time where I got introduced to the first, like, only meditation teacher, not a yoga teacher, but a person who is like, I teach you how to meditate. And I'm sure you know that name. His name is Deepak Chopra. He's one of the world leading meditation practitioners. He's one of the world leading teachers when it comes to mindfulness. And so I signed up to a course of him where I learned a lot about his methodology and his ways of letting go, of receiving emptiness. With receiving emptiness, and with receiving emptiness, it also means receiving everything, being open for everything, being open for possibility, being open for change, instead of staying stuck in those loops that our mind has gotten used to, right? So he was the first one. And like with his course, I kind of like started to get the hang of it a bit. I started to understand, okay, I can like use my breath in a specific way to kind of like slow down my heartbeat and get myself into a more relaxed state, which really helps me to also relax the mind, you know. But it still didn't hit home. And then about 1.5 years ago, I was invited to a retreat on Nusa Lembongan, which is a small neighbor island of Bali. And I was invited by a very dear friend who was co-hosting this retreat. And this retreat was a retreat by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Now, this is also a big name in the field in the meanwhile, because what Dr. Joe Dispenza does, he brings in the science. He teaches how, from a scientific point of view, so he works with quantum physicians and with scientists to research meditation. And he's done that up until an extent where he was able to exactly explain which processes in your body happen and how that, from a quantum physician perspective and a scientific perspective, looks like. And this is where it really hits home for me. This is where I was like, oh, I get it. Thank you. So that retreat, I think it was 4.5 days, full immersion. So we had these master classes every day, these long immersions. We had these meditation practices. We were equipped with audio files that Dr. Joe Dispenza himself created, and we had to practice and practice and practice. And then every day before lunch and after lunch, we had a couple of hours where we would learn, right? So I think I filled a whole notebook like this one in those just 4.5 days. I was so into it. And this is where I really understood, okay, this is how I can shut my mind down. And this is where I can access parts of my mind that I usually can't access. And I can layer myself from the conscious mind into the subconscious and unconscious mind. I'll explain that in a minute. Okay. So what's the science behind meditation? Does this all make sense to you all so far? Are you all still following? Let me know in the comments. Give me like a yes or a little heart like you, L, before, if this makes sense to you. Good. Good. Okay. Perfect. Thanks, Sue. So now things might get a little more complicated, and I'm going to try to break it down as simple as I can. Okay. So when we are looking at our mind, we actually have 3 different layers in that brain of ours. The first layer is the conscious mind. This is when our mind is in a high vibrational brainwave pattern. So brainwaves are actually measurable by scientific devices, which names I don't know because I don't know the names of these devices, but brainwaves are measurable. You can go to a well-equipped hospital and let your brain waves be measured, right? So we have the conscious mind. The conscious mind is what your mind is in right now. It is receiving, it is processing. You're actively thinking about what I'm saying right now. So your mind is in in the conscious brainwave state. Now, the brain waves are named after the Greek alphabet. So we have beta, we have alpha, we have delta, we have gamma. I'm not going to go into detail with you on this because that would just blow this mastermind. I have specific modules inside of my group coaching program, which teach you all of these background informations. But what you hear, or what I want you to just understand here, is that your conscious mind is the mind that produces most of the noise and clutter. Your conscious mind is the mind that is active and engaged. Your conscious mind is the one that your brain is in most of the times. When you're in your day, when you're walking throughout your day, your mind is consciously processing actively. It's engaged. You're thinking actively. You know what you're thinking. That's the conscious mind. Now, let me blow your conscious mind for a minute, because that conscious mind, if you imagine your brain is like a hard drive or like a USB stick, right? Just make this example. Then the storage capacity of your conscious mind is only 5% of the whole hard disk in here. Only 5%. Most people are actively using. The other 95% of knowledge, wisdom, expertise, thoughts, experiences are going to be stored in your subconscious and deeper unconscious level, deeper levels of your brain. Now, what meditation does, if we apply it properly and if we practice it properly, is it helps us slow down our brain waves. And with slowing down our brain waves, we're getting deeper access to those parts of our mind that we usually are not using. And you maybe have heard when people meditate, they had epiphanies. They had these amazing wow aha moments. Hey, I just realized something that I've never realized before. My whole life changed because of this meditation practice. I bet you've heard that. I hear that from a lot of people. And that's simply because when they manage to slow down these brain waves, they access these memory patterns, these habitual behaviors. So basically in your subconscious and unconscious mind, this is like the operating system. This is like your body follows what's happening in there, right? You can consciously think, okay, I'm going to move my body like this and be constantly aware of how I move my body. But that's really draining, isn't it? Like being consciously aware of how you look like, what you sound like, how you speak, how you move, what you eat, constantly being aware of that. But those subconscious behavioral patterns is what actually controls our life. You wake up in the morning, you go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth. You do it automatically. Maybe in the evening, you have your phone. The minute you lay down on your bed, in your face, immediately. These are those constructs that we've lived ourselves into over years, months, years, maybe even decades, right? And you all know what it feels like when our brainwaves slow down, even though you don't meditate properly or you don't know how to meditate. Because every night before you go to sleep, you have this moment where you feel your body slowing down and you feel yourself slipping away, right? And then sometimes you have these moments where you almost fall into sleep, but then you shoot back up. You know these moments, right? When you're like, oh. You fall asleep, but you don't. This is when your brain wants to go in a lower brainwave state, but then your conscious mind is like, oh shit, I'm letting go. No, not yet. I'm shooting back out of it. So when we're falling asleep, we're automatically entering a meditative state. And this is where things get really cool, because when you fall asleep and you have dreams, in those dreams, anything and everything is possible, right? So your subconscious mind creates this amazing movies. Time doesn't work the same way anymore. You can be 110 years old and the next second you're a baby again. You can be at the South Pole and the next moment you're on the moon. That's how powerful your subconscious mind is in creating these images. And we've all had these dreams where we kind of feel like, wow, that was so real. Like you wake up and you're like, that felt like it was real, right? This is because it is in your subconscious mind programmed and happening. And your subconscious mind has access to so much information that your conscious mind doesn't have. And this is where meditation gets interesting, because this is where meditation doesn't only help you to slow down those thoughts, to calm those noises, doesn't only do that, it gives you access to a deeper layer of wisdom that you usually don't have access to. So all of a sudden, you're going to know things you don't know. You're going to like maybe see things you haven't seen yet. Some plant medicines can do the same thing. They change these brain waves, and then people have these, I did ayahuasca and I saw the whole universe and everything. Yeah, that's because you're part of it and you can connect to it. And plant medicine can do that, but simple meditation practice can do the same thing. So we can connect to a way bigger source of information than we think we actually have. Because here's the greatest thing that Dr. Joe Dispenza and his team discovered. So the quantum physicians discovered that your mind is kind of like a radio station. It kind of has this, it can pick up things, can pick up signals. That's how your mind actually functions as a tool for you to connect. A lot of people think, oh, my body is connected to the nature, my heart is connected to nature. Yes, it is as well. But your mind also has a very essential role in that. So your mind can connect to what quantum physicians call the quantum field. Spiritual people call this the universal energy flow. Quantum physicians figured out that you have a dimension, dimensional realm where everything is interconnected. Are you still following? It's getting a bit complex here, huh? But stay with me, bear with me. So we're having a connection via our mind to this universal energy flow. In other words, the quantum field. And the quantum field is where everything starts getting together. This is where synchronicities can happen. This is when you think of, I don't know if you've seen Doctor Strange Multiverse, the newest movie. I haven't, but I think it's going about the same concept. There's like a multiverse, and you have all these different realities, which can be the reality. So it's like very multi-layered and complex, but at the same time, it isn't. You just can connect with your mind through going into subconscious brainwave state, slowing down your mind to so much more information. I think that's all that I want you to understand. By slowing down your brain waves, by relaxing that mind, you can access deeper wisdom, and you can even start connecting to something bigger, because your mind works like this kind of like signal station. And then you get this amazing ideas, you get this beautiful insights, or you get these thoughts you've never thought of before. And this is what the meditation practice that I'm teaching is able to do. Okay. Elle says, yes, I have entered higher states before through psychedelics mostly, and my mind has been blown. I wish I could be high like this forever. Yeah, with this meditation practice, you can actually access that faster and faster. And you don't need these resources such as psychedelics or plant medicine to do so. That's the real crazy cool thing about meditation, is that it grants you access to these moments where you think your mind is blown, where you have these groundbreaking ideas, right? That's what we're able to do via meditation. Okay, so far, this has gotten a bit complex. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. Because it is complex, I obviously have it integrated inside of my group coaching program with more in-depth lessons on it, because it's not, I mean, I went to a 4.5-day deep immersion to understand this. So to sum this up to the essentials is my intention today. If there's any questions around this now, let's talk about it. I see, Sue, you raised your hand. Oh, you have to unmute yourself first so we can hear you.
I thought you'd unmute me. You keep using the word quantum. Is it related to quantum physics?
Yes.
It is. Okay, that's interesting.
The same.
I mean, I don't know much about quantum physics, but the little bit I think I do know is quite interesting.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so
Very
it's
much.
related. Okay.
Yeah. So Dr. Joe Dispenza and his team of quantum physicians, they research that, right? So they come from this angle, this point of view. And those are not people that come from, well, maybe they do, you know, but like that's not their main information source. They don't come from yoga, or they don't come from ancient monk philosophies. They come from quantum physics. They come from science. And this is where I think most of humanity can start building that bridge and understand, oh, meditation has something to do with science. My brain actually has a bigger role than just thinking, right? My brain is a device. It's like a tool to communicate to my whole body and also to feel connected to something bigger, to nature, to the universe, to God, whatever names you feel like calling this connection, this divine thing, it, they, them, whatever it is, you know? Yeah. So I think so far this makes sense to everybody. If in the recording in the future, anybody has questions around this, put them in the comments. If you want to learn everything about it, which I can't package in this masterclass, it's just too much. My group coaching program serves you with all these detailed informations. And if you want to enroll in that program, I'd be happy to hop on a clarity call and to discuss the details. So just let me know. Al, we already were on a clarity call for the program. We already talked about it. Now, I think what I need you to take away from this mostly is that the right meditation practice gives you access to 95% more of your brain capacity and your brain storage. So memories can be accessed, beautiful ideas can be accessed, but also traumatic storage can be accessed. Body trauma, abuse memories that have been shoved into the subconscious mind, right? You're not consciously thinking about the bad things that happened to you in your life anymore. They are stored down there. And with a meditation practice, we can start accessing those and working through those. Now, in order to do so, you got to practice meditation continuously and regularly. And even more than that, you could also have somebody be guiding you through these subconscious meditation practices specifically to target trauma information. That's also a thing that I do with people one-on-one. That's not a part of group coaching. That's like a one-on-one thing that I do with people, that I guide them to these trauma storages, and I help them let go of them, you know, find peace and let them go. And not only let them go with like, okay, I've let it go, but no, like get them out of the subconscious part of your mind, because that's possible. We can deprogram that information. Okay. So shall we dive into a meditation practice together? Right. Okay. Well, in order for you to like get most of this out of this meditation, I just invite you to sit in a comfortable position. It doesn't mean you have to be like a yogi and have this crazy cross leg thing going on. I like that position because it gives me access to a straight spine. This is what I recommend. If you can sit with a more or less straight spine, where your shoulders can just kind of like drop down on the side of your body. You can place your hands onto your thighs facing downwards or upwards. It doesn't matter. You can put them next to your body. That doesn't matter either. Just make sure that those seat bones, those two bones, if you're touching your ass, if you're going with your hands down to your ass and you're touching this beautiful part of your body, you feel these two hard bones, right? Like in the middle. These are your seat bones. If you can feel them on a soft pillow or on a mat or on your mattress, that's great, because those are the roots of your seated body. So get them, wiggle them a little bit on the surface you're laying on so you can feel that you're sitting. A lot of people don't feel that they're sitting because they're just, you know, it's not a thing that we feel. Feel that you're sitting. Feel your seat bones. Now, the next thing I invite you to do is close your eyes. Just close them, right? So what we're doing with this meditation practice is we are gonna lessen and soften our attention towards the physical experience that we're having in this world. So we're not gonna look around. We're gonna start kind of letting the physical surroundings we're in drift away, and we're gonna get inwards. We're just gonna start getting inwards to begin with. So for you, that means keep your eyes closed, except if there's a massive emergency and I don't know, your house starts falling apart, then open and run. But if that's not the case, just keep those eyes closed of yours. Keep those eyes closed and start focusing on your breath. That doesn't mean you have to change your breath. Just notice how you're breathing right now. That's right. Feel those inhales entering your body through your throat, through your chest, down into your belly, and let them come out again. You see, the breath is an instrument. It's a gateway to relax yourself. So just let that beautiful breath of yours do its beautiful work. Can you soften your in and exhales? I invite you to take an internal look at your body. And with that, I mean, check out if there is any tension somewhere. Check out your feet and legs. And if there's any tension down there, use your next exhale to just let go. Just breathe that tension away. The same thing with your thighs and hips. Is there any tension around that area? Simply perform this internal scan and check out the body as if you've never done that before. And exhale out the tension you found. Bring your awareness a little further up your spine and take a look at that belly from the inside. Is your belly tensed up, or does it move like a balloon as you breathe in and out? Can you soften your belly? Allowing the air to float down there. Keep this exhalation, relaxing thing going on further up your body, your chest area, your shoulders. There's this tendency to hold so much tension around that area, chest and shoulders. Come on, exhale, relax that part. Whatever's going on right now in your life, right now in your mind, allow it to pause for a minute and focus really only on what we're doing here. Give yourself permission to just do that. Whatever comes next doesn't matter. Whatever was before doesn't matter. Right now, it's your breath and you. Bring your awareness further up your neck and the back of your head. Check it out. What's up there? Any tension? And if so, use that next exhale again. Those exhales are so good for that. To just let that shit go. Just let it go. Use your next breath for the face. Is there any tension around your eyes? Between your eyebrows? How about your jaw? Is your jaw tensed up? And if so, relax it with the next exhale. As your body is sinking into this deeper relaxation, I invite your conscious mind to let go of the memory of your physical surroundings. Just imagine those walls around you, the roof above your head, all the furniture in that space. Just let it fade away. Let it fade away. We don't need that where we're going. As these visual imprints fade away, picture yourself in this kind of beautiful, dark universe. Maybe you're seeing these stars all around your body, galaxies, planets, whatever is happening, and allow your body to just float in that beautiful surrounding. Keep breathing. Yeah, keep breathing. I don't know what they told you, but we can still breathe out there. We can. So breathe and be. Become aware of how much space there actually is around you. Become aware of all of this beautiful empty space all around your body. And allow yourself to just feel comfortable and home there. There is an edge between being awake and being asleep. You know that edge. You know it very well. Allow your body, your mind to get closer to that edge as you're floating in this universal surrounding. Notice how your body just gets closer to this moment between being awake and asleep. And if you notice that edge, stay right there. Stay right on the edge between asleep and awake. That's the moment your brain accesses these 95%. That's the moment your brain drops from conscious into subconscious. And now, as you're dropping in, we can use your conscious choice to imagine ourselves as a version of us that we would love to live. Picture yourself with your inner eye as a version of you that loves yourself unconditionally. A version of you that is at peace with who you are. Imagine this version just kind of like a movie playing in front of your inner eye. How does that version move? How does that version breathe? You're looking at a greater version of yourself right now. And as you're looking at that greater version of yourself, whilst your mind is receptive for new information, for new visions, you're reprogramming the subconscious part of your mind. Keep your attention on that version. Keep your attention on how that you looks like, feels like, moves like. The longer you manage to keep your attention on it, the easier and more natural it becomes to be that you. So stay there in this universal surrounding, observing how the greatest you is like. Now, allow the observing you that is floating in this universal space to get closer with the vision of your greater version. Literally picture yourself getting up, walking towards that version as that version is walking towards you. Breathe in, take a step, breathe out, take a step. As you get closer to that greater version of you, open your arms wide and observe how it opens. His arms too. And give it a warm hug. Notice as you're hugging that version of yourself, how both of you are kind of magically merging. You're fusing. Let it enter you as it enters you. Let yourself become one. Because everything that greatest version of you already has, you already have. If you're noticing any resistance, to imagining you and you merging together. Just let that resistance go. Welcome yourself. Welcome the love. Welcome the you that you are becoming with every breath, with every step. Now imagine yourself sitting down again in the same position you were sitting down before you traveled here. And as you're sitting there, feel your body. Just bring your awareness back to that body of yours. And as you're bringing your awareness back to your body, I invite you to feel those seat bones again on the surface you're sitting on. Feel the mattress, chair, yoga mat, whatever you placed yourself on. Feel it. As if your body would be waking up from a short sleep. Allow yourself to move your toes a little bit. And whilst you're moving those toes, move those fingers of yours a little bit as well. And with your physical body moving again, maybe you want to move your shoulders a little bit. Maybe you want to move your neck a little bit. With your body moving, allow yourself to come back into it, come back into your physical body. And come back into those physical surroundings. Now remember, this universe, this space you went to now, it's accessible anytime. You coming back into your body now doesn't mean you leave behind this space. So allow yourself to come back. And take all the time you want, all the time you need right now to welcome yourself into a new reality, kind of, into a new you. And you can keep your eyes closed if you want to. You can let this be the end of your day. And now surrender into the night with this calm state of mind. Or you can let this be the start of a new one. I invite you to open your eyes softly. Take one more deep in and exhale. Take a look around you. Move your body slightly. Nothing might have changed on the outside, but the feeling you generated on the inside always reflects on the outside. And maybe you'll notice your room differently. Maybe you'll notice your surroundings differently. I know I do every time I come back out of a meditation like this. If you feel like it and you want to share your experience, you want to share if you were able to go into that universe, if you were accessing a part. Maybe you fell in and out here and there. Maybe you zoned in and zoned back out. Remember that meditation is a practice. And with every practice, we get better at it the more we do it. And so, as if this might have been your first meditation of this kind, there's a big possibility that maybe you're like, my God, I think I didn't do it right. Or my God, maybe I didn't access, or maybe I didn't get out of my own mind. And let me tell you, the most experienced meditation practitioners have that. We all have these struggles. We all have a mind that is challenging to give a break to. So if there was just one moment, 1 second in this practice only, where you felt like, yes, I zoned out for a moment, I saw this picture of myself, or I managed to forget about my physical surroundings, then that's a success. That's a successful meditation. That's actually what Dr. Joe Dispenza says. And I really love him for it. A successful meditation means noticing the slightest changes, noticing just a little shift in your perspective, or just a little moment where you were like, oh my God, I feel the tension in my neck and I managed to release it. That's a successful meditation already, right? So thank you, Elle, and thank you, Sue, for tuning in and joining this
Thank you.
meditation. Is there anything you feel like you want to share with us? Anything that came up for you? Do you feel like you entered a space?
I'll message you.
Beautiful. Do that. Take a good night's rest now, and I'm excited to hear what came up for you. If this now gave you actually access to a new understanding of meditation, if you feel like, oh, I think I'm getting a little bit of an idea of what this is all about. So let me know in the message, and have a beautiful night for you now.
What time is the one tomorrow?
The one tomorrow is the next masterclass is about anti-procrastination.
Oh
And
my God. Gotta be. Oh my God. I think my name is Sue Procrastination Ellen.
Perfect. Well, I think
what time is it?
It is on my end. It is 7 p.m., which is from this moment on 8 hours from this moment
8
on.
hours.
So
so that is, oh crumbs. So right, okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. can't be there.
Oh, but that's okay because it is very informational. So the recording will be great for you. It's not like today a life experience. So it's a very teaching focused one.
So it's not so much, there's not a lot of not necessarily a lot of interaction.
Exactly. Today is more interactional, and anti-procrastination is a bit more theory to be applied.
Okay.
So
because
that's
that is, like I say, my name is Sue Procrastination.
You're gonna get a tool that will help you destroy the procrastination pattern. By the way, meditation can also be used to do that. So what we did is, right, we slowed down our brain waves. We gotten ourselves into a bit more of the subconscious mind state, the sleepy, dreamy state. And when you're there, you can also picture yourself as a version who has these things already done that need to be done. And the more you make friends with, oh, that version exists, I see myself being the person who has everything done that needs to be done, the more your subconscious mind is going to follow and your body is going to follow. So you're basically reprogramming your body and the automatic responses to what's happening in the outer world so that you can engage as this not procrastinative version of yourself. That's how you, like, meditation can be used for so many things, not only slowing down the thoughts, but it can be used to really call in a completely new level of you. Like, without the meditation practice, I wouldn't have built this coaching business to the extent that I have today. Without this meditation practice, I wouldn't be surfing as well as I am today. Without this meditation practice, I wouldn't be so good at sleeping well and resting well. So this meditation formula, it's actually a formula, and I lay out the whole formula inside of my group coaching program because it takes a moment to understand it. That's why it's a part of the Become Your Medicine program. That's the name of the group coaching program. And in there, I have these classes that lay out this exact formula we practice today. And you can apply that to anything you want to grow into. Like, you can use this meditation to call in better relationships and friendships, to call in dream lovers or partners. You can use this kind of formula really to manifest things by letting your body on a cellular level, which is the smallest level. Like, we exist from cells. We are, I don't know, billion, quadrillion, fulfillion, mammalian, fazizzle. We are cells, right? So we can reconstruct our body on that level so that our body already kind of believes naturally that we're able to do this or that we are capable of that. And when our body starts believing that, we become capable and able. So this meditation formula has been proven to reverse cancer for certain people. It has been proven to there's cases where the Parkinson's syndrome has been reversed for people by applying this specific formula.
Say that word again. What's been reversed?
Parkinson's syndrome, which is,
yes,
which is, we know that. I'm getting goosebumps speaking this right now. So I've seen interviews of Dr. Joe Dispenza's students, which I am one of too, that have walked through such transformations by applying the teachings he teaches, and which I also teach in my coaching program. It's phenomenal. And we know that a vegan diet can do a lot of beautiful things already. But just imagine having the knowledge of a vegan healthy diet plus this meditative formula. Like, a lot of things become possible. Yeah.
Wow. Now, you use the word manifestation. I always immediately think about the law of attraction when I hear the word manifestation.
Yes. So the law of attraction, it is the same concept that is integrated in this meditation practice. So by attracting a version of ourselves closer to the current us, we are using the law of attraction to call in whatever we want to call in. if you'd consistently picture yourself being rich and abundant, and you almost already get used to it before it even is happening, you are laying yourself out to make choices and to engage, let's say, with people or engage in situations that can bring that closer faster. So the meditation practice that you've experienced just now goes hand in hand. It is basically using the law of attraction. So it is manifestation, it is law of attraction, and it is meditation in one.
Okay, because I've done quite a lot of stuff with the law of attraction. It's something I'm a great believer in. I mean, it exists.
Yeah.
The law of, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have to say that a bit like what we've just done, meditation, I've never really succeeded with the law of attraction, even though I believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
This is a key for you. This practice is a key for you to play according the rules of the law of attraction, or let's say to follow through with how this law works, because you say it is a universal law. And like, I'm intrigued to explain it all to you, but we'll be talking for 2 hours, and that's just not a part of this masterclass. That's why I've put it inside of
especially
the...
not for me. Especially not for me.
No. You'll have sunrise when we finished. No, that's why I summed it up inside of the program, to understand, okay, this is how that law functions, and this is how I use the meditation formula, the meditation practice, to apply this law or to live according to this law. So it's like a gateway. The meditation practice is a gateway to be living aligned with the law of attraction. It's really cool. It's really cool stuff.
Okay, so today was meditation, tomorrow is procrastination. What was, I mean, I'm going to watch it, but what was yesterday?
Yesterday was an introduction to elevated activism. So yesterday we talked about efficient ways of activism, what activism can actually mean. I also introduced myself a bit more as who I am, because it was the first of this this free 3-day event. And it was basically giving perspective to why I'm doing this and sharing the connection between veganism, activism, mental health, and mindfulness. So it was like, why am I doing what I'm doing? And what is this concept of elevated activism, right?
Was it interactive?
Less. Very little. So I was monologuing a lot, actually. I was talking a lot. Yeah.
Okay, that's all right then.
Yeah, you can just watch the recording and you'll see that hardly any other person was being filmed or recorded in the replay. You'll just see that it's me explaining a lot. There was a chat, so we talked a bit in the chat, but I always read the chat out. So if you watch it, you'll have all the information you need.
Okay.
Right. Perfect. Well, thank you, Sue. I hope to see you in the 4th or 5th masterclass then. These are breathwork, ecstatic dance, and number 6 is self-love, deepening self-love. So yeah, I know that I'll see you in one of these, and have a beautiful night. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. All right, lovely.
Much love. Bye-bye.
Bye.